Good evening and welcome to the Student Activity Center, where today we are excited to bring you your Central Michigan Chippewas against the Northern Illinois Huskies here in Central Michigan. I am Lincoln Dodds along here with Mr. Wazoo, and we are excited to bring you everything that's going to happen today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, especially after our very glorious win on Tuesday. 3-0. Will probably doesn't tell the whole story. It was very back and forth competitive match between us and our rival Western on Tuesday, and your Chippewas were there in person to beat them personally and stare them in the face after they won.
I was going to say, certainly 3-0 does not tell the whole story at all. Obviously, you had to travel to the wonderful Western Michigan stadium over there, but CMU certainly had a tough battle to get to that 3-0. Notable players that were played very well were obviously Freed, playing as that tank role, had a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Zack had a brilliant duel to end games 2 and 3 to secure on Hybrid and Flashpoint.
Right.
And, of course, AznZing contributing on the Echo for really, he has been solid, but a big step up in that game against Western.
Yeah, I agree. All three of those maps were very hard fought. We started on Ilios, I believe, and then we went to Kings and then to Surabasa.
So that Kings map was certainly interesting. We don't see a lot of round threes where both teams reached the end. CMU obviously had a little bit of an edge just by a little over 20 seconds. And then we went all the way down to the wire where CMU was able to really force mistakes out of that Western team, take the ults out of them, force them to misuse them, and then they were able to steamroll and get that win. Truly a one for the ages if you were there in person to watch.
Yeah. Would have been nice for us to have been there. I agree, but we have our duties here to report to the people.
Obviously, we gotta. We'll turning to today. We're going to see CMU face a very strong NIU team. What are your predictions going in today? Any notable players who you think we're going to step up even further than what we saw last week?
I honestly don't remember much from NIU's team last year. I mean, I remember them being good. I mean, every team we should assume are a very good competitor as well, and should always keep our wits about us no matter the team or what we think of them, because it can be shown they might have a pocket or sleeper pick or something, you know.
It's true. It's always potential with some of these bigger schools where they do just have some random freshman walk in who's top 500 who's just an absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But we do not want to discount CMU. They've been growing really quickly. They've been doing really well. If you had to pick one player to really boost off their performance from Western for CMU, who do you think that player is going to be?
In terms of what I want to see them.
In terms of performance, do you think they're going to be a step up? Possible player of the game potential for this. Obviously, all 5 of them are strong enough where they have potential for the player of the game overall. But if you had to pick one who you think that's my guy, that's who I want to bet on to be the player of the game, who would that be?
That's a good question. I did see. I don't know. I felt like both Zack and AznZing were doing very good on Tuesday. I saw a lot of really good DPS ults from both of them, and I think they definitely had some fight-winning ults. Especially, I saw them still winning fights even if Freed was knocked out early in the fight, which is we saw that on Surabasa once or twice. I know that.
I was going to say there was a lot of situations there where we didn't quite get the same amount of connection we wanted between Freed and the supports, which caused, unfortunately, some disconnects between them, and that's for the tank. That's what happens when you lose your supports.
Yeah.
But Zack and AznZing had a great game. My pick for this is Zack. I think he had a great game playing that Souljourn last week, and, of course, Cassidy was lethal on that as well. But I do think he will continue to sort of build off that momentum, and maybe even better this week.
But in terms of maps, looks like we might not be seeing anything besides Samoa today for the first one. As you know, it's a bit tired, but it can still work.
I would say Samoa's a fun map. There's a lot of different weird. Samoa certainly has the most amount of variation between the maps. So you have the beach map, which is the most iconic. It's where when you think of Mauga, you think of that map because it's just you're on the beach.
Yeah.
Mauga's homeland. Then you have the sort of high-techy one, big gorge in the very middle. It's great for moving people off. Your Lucio Raspberry will be looking out for that because he's a big Lucio player, obviously, and he's been playing a little bit more Wu Yang lately. But
yeah, I mean, Wu Yang is just incredibly meta in general, so.
Lucio came out last week though. On Tuesday and last week, I guess. He was playing very effective last week. He loves the boot perk, which is a little bit weird because we talked about that. We'll probably talk about it if he goes into it. We'll probably talk about it a little bit more this time. But there certainly is a lot of potential.
We have our opinions on that perk.
Certainly, there's definitely reasons for picking it though. The cool factor's there.
It's there. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, certainly.
Every now and then, maybe.
Turning to Samoa, now that we are starting to load in here, we are on the high-tech map. First, what's a sort of factor on this map that's the most important coming from a previous player and yourself?
Well, Samoa wasn't around when I played, but if I had to look at it right now, I'd say it's mostly these corners and the kind of natural cover they're giving you here with these walls. Because the point is very open here. True. Like, if you want to actually capture